trying to record this, but I think my phone is overheating, so we'll see how much I get through. But first of all, shalom, hola, hello, beautiful people. I know that this week is a special holiday, and some of you will probably hear me mention about it maybe a little bit differently than how you may hear from it from others. I don't know. But traditionally, by the Hebrew calendar, you'll hear Happy New Year. Rosh Hashanah, which literally means head of the year. Biblically, however, because that's more of a tradition, in the Hebrew, it's Yom Teruah, which is Day of the Trumpets. That's why there's trumpets or shofars, the ram's horn, that's blown on this day. And it goes back to the book of Numbers, or in Hebrew, in the Bible, it's Bamidbar in the desert, wilderness. Chapter 29, where it mentions that in the 7th month, on the 7th day, I'm reading it right now, of the month, you shall have a holy convocation. You shall do no customary work, for it is a day of blowing the trumpets. It says in the Hebrew, U'chodesh hashvi'i b'chol hachodesh v'ikra kadosh yihyeh lechem kol milachet avoda lo tasu Yom Teruah yihyeh lechem. I went through that kind of fast. Sort of a last minute on the spot decision, but thought you'd like to hear what it sounds like. It's a tradition to sing the Bible in Hebrew. It's believed that the Lord brought forth the earth by singing it forth. So it's tradition to sing the Bible in Hebrew. But yeah, so this week, starting Monday evening, is going to be the beginning of Yom Teruah, the Day of Trumpets. Why is this so significant? Because this celebration is a foreshadow of what is to happen. God didn't just bring up some unusual holiday where his people would just make noise. It's much more than that, because see, our Creator is so detailed. I mean, he came up with us, and we are so complex. There's so much, and it's the same with his holidays. So this one, it's like a mirror image to what will happen when he comes back. It says that there will be a great shofar blast, and that is what this is foreshadowing. So it's meant to be with joy. You bring forth, you bless the Lord, you make noise, a rejoicing noise. And it, it goes on to share about the sacrifices, and which is not pleasant really, but it goes back to the fact that another image of what the Lord would do for us, to be that sacrifice, which is not pretty, but because of our sin, with his great love, he's made restitution for us. Amen. And so that's what's happening this week. If you're curious, again, a lot of people say Rosh Hashanah, but some of us say Yom Teruah, Happy Yom Teruah. And that's what I say, a little bit more to the biblical, because that's what it is in the Bible, in the Hebrew, Yom Teruah, Day of Trumpets. But that's what you'll hear. I think it's kind of interesting that the tradition got started as of the new year, because when the Lord returns and you hear the great Gadol blast, it will be a new year. It will be like a new rebirth within the whole universe. And so I think that's pretty significant, actually. Yeah, I think so. But just wanted to share a little bit about that in case you were curious. It is customary to take that day off, not to work. I mean, as like it says here. And I will share this too, along with that, as far as the sacrifices goes that took place in ancient times, and the Lord took that place. I'll share this real quick. It's not just an unusual bit of information that Barabbas, probably saying his name wrong, was released from prison. They were given, the Jewish people were given, the people that were there, were given a choice to either have Yeshua, Jesus in English, sacrificed, or this other criminal sacrificed, who'd done terrible things. The Lord had been innocent. And yet they let go of the guy who'd done terrible crimes, and they had the Lord sacrificed instead. that wasn't just put there just to be there. You're just going with these sacrifices. It was a tradition that there would be a scapegoat in a way. Well, yeah, a scapegoat. So when came time for the people of Israel to have sacrifices, one was released out in the wilderness and one was actually sacrificed. So that had been a tradition all through, thousands of years, continued to be. So when the Lord, it came to his sacrifice, to be sacrificed, between him and the other man who was actually guilty of sin, he was the one released, the real criminal. And I'm just putting that out there. I know a lot of my friends who study the word, they see that, they know that, but it's just a nugget of information, a piece of the puzzle, because everything, even the things that seem odd in the Bible, is for a reason, has a purpose, has a meaning. It's deep, it's rich, and it brings us closer to the heart of the Father as we seek it out, its meaning. So anyways, just wanted to share this message. Happy Yom Teruah if you celebrate it. I know it's coming up here, not yet, just about, and I've got probably one more video I'll share. I made it in 2020 to get excited about, or to get you interested into Yom Teruah. I do love you all.